He took his last breath. Exhale, and the room went silent. His breath smelled of sweet and sour chicken. His forehead smelled of cigarettes. I had my hand on top of his head as I murmured to him, I love you, I love you, I love you, for 1,000,000 times in his final hour. My hand on top of his head can feel his every tremor as euthanasia solution enter his vein. I asked the vet, were his eyes finally closed? I was told he has the most beautiful brown eyes. His name was Catcher. He was my first seeing eye dog. We were together for a decade, my longest relationship. We met in California in his guide dog school. When I first bent over and felt his body, I felt his soft fur, long tail, and floppy ears. I opened my arms, and he ran up into my embrace and entered into my life. Together as a team with Catcher, I feel braver than ever. We walk across many intersections, walk up and down many flights of stairs, enter in and out of many stores and restaurants. We even walk through many trails. He guided me in train station, bus station, and even airport terminals. We had many adventures together. When he was 4 years old, we were in Vancouver. We stood on the edge of the Cabellano suspension bridge. The bridge is made from wood plank and ropes. It swayed gently side to side over treetops in the sky. Catcher and I took our first confident step. We walked among dozens of people in front and behind us. We crossed the bridge successfully. He didn't even flinch. And every summer, we went to summer camp. One time, we were wandering in the wood. We got lost. I found a cabin in the wood, so I gave him the command to walk up a flight of stairs. We found a landing on the porch, and I knocked on the door, hoping someone inside might be able to help us to find our way back. And there was no answer. Then I turned around, and the next step, I felt air. I fell 4 feet with Catcher. Luckily, Catcher being my support and cushion, and we landed without even any injury. Then we stood on the side of the road. We were hitchhiking. 10 cars drove past us without stopping. And finally we got a ride, and we safely went back to the camp. In April 2018, I was about to cross busy Yonge Street. I had to go to the pharmacy to get my eye medication. Catcher stood on the curb. He planted his 4 feet, and he would not budge. And I continuously gave him the forward command, but he didn't move. So finally, I gave up my struggle. I switched direction. I walked south instead and entered into a restaurant. As I was eating my lunch, the waitress in the restaurant pointed the glass window to the opposite side of Yonge Street. She said, "There had been a terrible accident. There were people lying on the ground." That afternoon, I received many text messages. My friends were all asking me if I was okay. They informed me there was a mad driver drove up the sidewalk and ran over 11 women. And that was the Toronto van attack. I might have been killed if Catcher didn't stop me from crossing Yonge Street. I didn't know how he knew, but he knew. Catcher not only guided me around obstacles, but also protected me from unforeseeable danger in life. He filled a void I didn't even know I had. I thank him every day for showing me the support he gave me and showing me how content, joyous, mischievous, playful, patient, and focused an animal can be to a human being. I wrote Catcher into my songs and every theater play I create. He was the main character in my graphic memoir, Dancing After 10. In my award-winning graphic memoir, I documented my journey of waking up from a coma and then became blind. I had to cope with my vision loss instantly. After Catcher entered my life, I wasn't just coping, I was thriving. I know there's no time machine to bring Catcher back in my life, but he will always be in my heart as his spirit guide me forward for the rest of my life.